This video is going to be about analytics, but not necessarily Google Analytics. I won't be showing you the usual technical graphics, charts, click-through rates, ASINs, or any other technical information, mainly because after watching many Google Analytics videos, I'm too much of a visual learner and it's too complicated. I just want to know from week to week if my sales, downloads, web traffic, and social engagement is getting better. I want an answer to the question, is my marketing working? So if you are new to self-publishing or any other small business and need a more do-it-yourself analytics program, then this video may be helpful to you. So keep watching. There are thousands of videos from 3 minutes to 45 minutes teaching so-called easy Google Analytics, but I never got too much further than setting up my website as a property and managing to connect it to my website. I tried taking an actual paid course on Google Analytics, but it was just too technical. I think I am a visual learner and there were too many unrecognizable titles and subjects, too many graphs, too many charts. I want something where I can check on my books and marketing efforts every Friday or Sunday to see how I'm doing, if I'm going in the right direction. That's what this video is about. Let's talk about what a self-publisher needs to keep track of. I have self-published 3 book series containing a total of 13 books as of the date of this video. I want to know if they are selling, which ones are selling, and if readers are reading them. I want to know which ones are selling the best and where they rank on Amazon. I also want to keep track of my ratings and reviews on each book. I post about 4 to 6 social media graphic posts or videos on 10 social media pages every day, and I want to know what kind of organic traffic I am getting for that effort. Although Google Analytics has a lot of information, in my humble opinion, it's really information for a full-time marketing staff, not a full-time author doing part-time marketing. It took me a long time to figure that out. I also post how-to videos to my YouTube channel when I can. I'm always building a newsletter, which is also known as a reader list in the self-publishing business, and I offer free template and infographic downloads to entice people to sign up for my newsletter. At the end of a week, I just want to know if I'm gaining traffic and if I'm heading in the right direction. Are my sales holding strong? Is my readership list growing, albeit slowly? These are the things I want to know. So I have set up a website that I'll reveal in a moment where I can click through and look at all of this information in just a few minutes. When you self-publish, you're juggling a lot of things in the air at one time. It's easy to get overwhelmed and feel like you're being pulled in different directions. It's easy to drop the ball if you don't have a way to check on each item in your system. This new system is a way for me to take 10 to 15 minutes at the end of a week to check and make sure I have all of my bases covered and I'm ready to go into a new week without dropping any of the balls. For example, although I've been writing consistently over the last 4 years, in the last 2 years I fell down on giving away free books. I only have the same old perma-free books that are both 3 or 4 years old. This has caused my newsletter to dwindle in numbers. I became too focused on pulling my series read-through numbers up, which I did, but I didn't realize that I wasn't taking the proper care of my newsletter. Now I'm making changes to get my newsletter up and running again without dropping the ball on something else. This system I'm about to show you will allow you to keep a bird's eye view on everything without all the math, analytics, and graphs. As I show you how to set up this quick weekly view of how to track your books and marketing efforts, you will see some of my numbers. To some viewers, they will be laughable because they are so low. But bear in mind that I published my first book in September of 2020, and for the first 2 years, I did hardly any marketing, mainly because I was just learning. So I have 13 published books with 115,000 sales or Kindle Unlimited downloads since then. But most of the sales or downloads have been over only the last 2 years. So the numbers are not quite as bad as they may seem. 50,000 Kindle downloads and or sales is a way more books than I ever dreamed I would be able to sell or give away. So this is not a bragathon, but more of a if I can do it, you can do it too video. Before I go live and show you how this all works and what to look for, I want to point out how I shortened the links that I am using on my website. tinyurl.com is free, and they even have an enter alias box now. So I always use RFC, which is short for Read First Chapter, which is the name of my website. When I go live, I will show you how this works. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to show you the entire page. This is a page on my website. It is a private page, which means that it's not part of the website. No one is going to click on it. I have the link blurred out so that it remains private. And so what I'm going to show you is how I have this set up in sections so that I can take a look at a bird's eye view look at all of my marketing efforts, where my money is and what's going on, so that every Friday or every Sunday night, whichever I decide to do, because this is brand new, I can get a feel for what's working, what might not be working. And so I'm going to show you how I did this. Now, I have a website built on WordPress, which is very easy to use. Now, some of you are brand new and maybe only have one book or two books and you don't have a website yet. That's fine. You can do these links on a Google Sheet, or you can do them on just a Google Doc or Microsoft Word doc. I know they work in Microsoft, or even a PDF. So all they are links to specific pages. So the first thing I'm going to focus on are my books. How are my books doing this week? So all of these links are set up with a, what would I call it? They're set up to open in a new tab. But I'm going to hold my control key down and click on them one at a time, and they're going to open each one into a different tab so that I can look at them one at a time, one after the other, and I can get a full picture of how my books are doing. So the first one I'm going to click on is the dashboard at Kindle Direct Publishing. Okay, so on the dashboard you can see everything that is going on either by month, yesterday, or today. Okay, and you can see your orders. Okay, mine are down right now. And you can see your page reads for the month. Let's see, you can see your promotions, your pre-orders, royalties calculator. Okay, so you can get to all of that through here. So by looking at this, you can see, are people reading my book? Have they taken a little break? Now my sales and my pages are down. But once you begin to market you will understand that there are ebbs and flows with marketing. Right now, it's mid-August, so my audience is predominantly female. Most of the women are running around buying their kids clothes for school, supplies for school. They're driving all over the country, delivering their kids to all the colleges, and all of their money is tied up and all of their time is tied up. So it's very common to see these periods where all the women disappear. But then when the kids are safely in school and they're back home and they've taken a breath, then they'll be back, sometimes with a vengeance. So it's okay if things go up and down. You'll realize that there's a season to a lot of this stuff. So the next link is going to give you an idea of the campaigns. Now I am putting some money into Amazon ads, and this is my brand new ads that haven't really taken off as yet. They're not really doing much. I have to give them a couple of weeks to get going. I decided to change my strategy, so I put these on pause, and now I'm trying something new, which is why I have the page coming to my present ads so that I can watch them as the days tick by. Because when you come to Amazon ads, oh, and let me tell you this, if you're a beginner, they invite you to put your ads in not only ad groups, but also portfolios. But they don't tell you in the beginning that once you add a portfolio, you can't delete it. So I have probably 20 portfolios that I started because in the beginning you just get all these crazy new ideas all the time. But anyway, I've renamed some of them, but I just thought I would pass that on in case you're brand new at it. Don't open a whole bunch of portfolios because you can't ever get rid of them. Okay, so over here, the next one is the dashboard. I think I have this set up where it goes to the orders and then to the page reads. And so here we go over to the page where I can click into my sales rank at Amazon and also my customer reviews. So if I click on both of these, holding my control key down, it will open up two new tabs. And so the first one is showing that my books, some of them are going up and some of them are going down, depending upon, which one I was advertising about and whatever. There's a lot of different reasons why they go up and down. Okay, so I can keep an eye on that. And then in the next one here, you can go right to your reviews page. Now, this is the reviews, and there's a difference between reviews and ratings. I'm not going to go into any details. If someone reads the book and just gives you 4 or 5 stars and moves on and doesn't say anything, that's a rating. But if they actually give it a title and they write a few words and they make that much of an effort, then it is a review and it will be posted here and you can keep track of them and keep an eye on them. Okay, so now let's go to the next section, which is going to be Google Analytics. So let me get rid of these pages here. Okay, and it's the same thing. I have these all set up so they go right to the page. Okay. So the first one is going to bring in my Raise Brand Awareness Overview, which is also my user by city, country, things like that. And the reason I am keeping track of this is because at some point you might decide to advertise on another one of the Amazon sites. Okay, so if you notice, most of my sales are in the United States, but who knew that there were people in China buying the book? Ireland, they speak English over there, so if I was going to target another country, I would target Ireland first and then Australia, because I know they both speak English and I know that there has been at least some level of interest. So that's good information. Then I go to the next page, and this is basically the same thing. It's giving me the same information. And then the next page is the events page. Now, I hired a Fiverr technician to set up events in Google Analytics so that I could track my people who download files, who sign up for my MailerLite forms if they submit a form, and anyone who clicks and reads my sample books on my website, and also whoever clicks on my Contact Form 7 forms. And this gives me an idea of who is interacting and which forms and downloads are popular. Okay. And then the next page is 50 of the top pages from my website. And so if you go to the top here, they rank highest to lowest. So my most popular page on my website is about my planning your mystery template. This is also what's most popular on Pinterest, okay? And so every week I get, 40 to 50 people who download the template and they click around the website. And then there's a couple of other things that I have on the website. We just had a holy day of obligation in the Catholic religion, and I had an Assumption of Mary coloring page, and so I had 27 people who downloaded that because I posted it on my social media. So as I read down here in this list, I can see the pages that people land on, and it gives me an idea of which posts that I'm putting on social media, which one of them are bringing me the most traffic. And that gives me information about what I want to keep doing and what I want to forget about doing. Okay, so then this here is also an indication of where my traffic is coming from. Now, the good news is most of my traffic is organic, which means that I'm not paying for it. It's coming because I religiously every day post 4 to 5 to 6 posts on 10 social media pages. And when you do that religiously, you do begin to get some organic traffic. So that, now, of course, these numbers are laughable to some people who have millions of viewers. But I sell books. I'm older. I'm in retirement. So these numbers are fine for me. I'm perfectly happy with these numbers. And so the last one here is these are the forms that I had set up by the Fiverr guy. And so I can click on these and see how many people filled out one of my contact forms. These are questionnaires that I have in the back of my books so that if someone fills out a questionnaire, I used to send them a mug with the picture of the book for taking the time to give me some feedback. But now I ran out of the mugs, and what I'm giving now are free ebooks. It doesn't even have to be my ebook, up to $9.99. If they want an ebook, I'm happy to send it to them. So then this other mailer form is about the mystery plot. So this one allows me to look down the list and see which one of my downloads is most popular. So these are all of the pages that I look at to see, how am I doing? Is my marketing working? What can I do to help myself going forward? And this takes about 3 seconds to pull up the pages. I know exactly what I'm looking at. Now, before I go much further, most of these pages have crazy links. Like, let's go here, reports. This is what you get when you just come in here. And let's say we go to the generate leads, because when you come in here, you don't know what any of these things are if you're new. So let's go down to traffic acquisition. Okay. Now up here, this is the link to this page. Look at this crazy link with the slashes, the numbers, the question mark, the equal signs, a percentage sign. So what I did was let's hold this page, and I'm going to open another tab and go to tinyurl.com. Okay. And so what I think I went over this in the video already, but I'll show you how to do it live. So I use RFC, read first chapter, dash, and let's say I'm going to look for source. So I'll just call it source, okay? And then I'm going to come back here to this page. Is this the crazy page? Or is this, I know this, I think this is the crazy page. Okay, so I'm going to go Control A to select all of it, Control C, and then come back here and click and paste Control V in here, and then click on shorten link. And then it gives me this link here, which you can copy. So I come back to my website and I would come in. Let me click down here. And you put in a new page. This I don't want to have I don't want to have the heading on it. I just want it to be a paragraph, okay? And what you would do is it's highlighted, so I'm going to click on Control K, which opens the link box. Control V to paste. There's the tiny URL link. And then over here on the gear icon, you click this open and make sure you click on open link in new tab. Okay, and then you have a new link here. And then when you come up here, you can do update. Okay, so this is how WordPress works. However, if you're in Microsoft Word, you just put, new page, call it whatever you want, and then put a link on it. And when you save the page, the link will be live and you'll be able to do the same thing. You hold your control key down and you click one after the other, and they'll open in new tabs. So that's how you deal with these crazy links that come up on Google Analytics. So anyway, that's all of the information that I need from Google Analytics to find out whether my marketing is working and where I am with my books and what's going on. So that's Google Analytics. Now we're going to go and we're going to look in at MailerLite, because in MailerLite, that's the company that I use for my newsletter. And that's going to bring me right to my dashboard. So on my dashboard, it has my last campaign and it shows all of your stats. What percentage was opened, what percentage was clicked, click to open rate, and let's see, performance overview. You can export this and look at all of the numbers, but I don't because it's too much information. So now it gives you your total subscribers, how many you have new in the last 30 days, and also how many are unsubscribing, because everybody has people that unsubscribes from their list. Because let's face it, every time you buy something, they start bombing you with emails. And every now and again, we all get fed up and start unsubscribing from everything. So it happens to all of us. Okay, so then it gives you a graph here. If you're good with graphs, I'm not, but maybe you are. Okay, and then it just keeps track of how many campaigns I have sent, how many clicks I have received, what my click to open rate is. And so down here is usable information. You can look at your campaigns. Now, for example, this campaign, August 2nd, had only 10% or 0.10% of unsubscribes, where the other ones had double. So I could go into this campaign and think, I wonder why I had less unsubscribed. Now, my guess is that just recently I started to add coloring pages and word finds based on books I have read, and crossword puzzles based on books I have read. And so maybe people are, maybe they're not interested in the books that week, but maybe they think, well, maybe she'll have something interesting next week, so I won't unsubscribe this week. That's my guess. But anyway, it also lets me know how many automations I've had. And what that means is that at MailerLite, there are a few double opt-ins. In other words, once they sign up for a download, they have to give their name and email to go onto the newsletter, and then they get the link to go to Google Drive and download the download. So this one keeps track of how many times somebody does that within a month. So again, my numbers are not huge, but I'm happy because what it means is that I'm having interaction. And although my growth is slow, it's organic. I'm putting more money into selling the books, which is, I think, the smartest thing for me to do. Okay, so that's basically all the information that I need from MailerLite, so I can close that out. So let's see what comes next. Okay, so one of the two companies that I use for my book promotions is BookFunnel. So again, I'm going to open up my links here in new tabs. And the first page is going to land on my dashboard. And these are the two books that I have opt-in pages for. Now, the bad news is, as I said earlier in the video, that I dropped the ball when it came to my newsletter. But the good news is, in reorganizing myself and getting all of the pages that I need to look at, I did find 2 pages with 1,200 names and emails that I had just forgot about. So I do have some more names to add to my subscriber list over at MailerLite, which I'll be doing after I finish this video. And hopefully after I have this now set up where I'm more organized, I won't have that happen again. I think I have a much easier system. So this one shows me how many monthly downloads I have for my free books. Now also, and I should have done this a long time ago, and this is why I am sharing this now with new people, was I've checked and rechecked this as well. My books, I have 2 perma-free books on Amazon. They are book 1 for my first 2 book series. Now, the rest of the books are in Kindle Select, and my 3rd series, 5 books, are all in Kindle Select. But you can give away your up to 10% of your books in Kindle Select for the purpose of selling the book. And I got this in writing from Amazon, so I'm sure of it. So what I've done now is I isolate 9% of the book, because I don't even want to go close to 10% because I'm so nervous with Amazon. And then I am slowly putting them back up on BookFunnel, and I am now hosting book promotions for book samples so that people can just download and find new authors, find new genres, find new books that maybe they wouldn't buy the book, or they don't want to commit to downloading it from Amazon, but they would take a chance in a newsletter. So that's my plan as I go forward right now. So little at a time, I'm uploading these book samples. So my next link is to my promotions, and this allows me to take a bird's eye view look and see that yes, I am in these book promotions for the rest of the month of August. I have 3 at BookFunnel for the month of September, and I have 1 which is for my samples in October. And the stars here are on my share date. I'm not going to go into any details about BookFunnel because this is not the subject of this video. Okay, and so the next link is for the samples. Now this one goes to just the books page. And what I need to do when I come to this page is put in sample so that I can keep track of how many of my 13 books I have uploaded and as samples and then created sales pages for. Okay, so that's one of these pages. And this page is for all of my books in case I just want to change an upload or a book cover or whatever. I can come here without like going through all of these menu selections over here. And then the last page here is for my sign up pages. And what this means is that in order for readers to get my books and my samples, they have to sign up for my newsletter. That's the whole purpose of giving them away. So this allows me to keep checking week by week to make sure that I have all 13 of my books now available as samples for people to read. And so that's all of the information that I need to keep handy about BookFunnel. So let's get rid of these pages and then we'll go to Story Origin. So here's the other one, and it's the same thing. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the first one is the stats page. Now, I kind of fell down with Story Origin. It just got to be too much having the two companies. Okay, so I was focusing only on BookFunnel for a while. And just recently I said, I'm going to start seeing what else is going on in Story Origin, because Story Origin does better with the author swaps. And when you do a book swap with another author, what it means is that if you have 2,500 readers on your list and they have 2,500 readers on their list, the chances are you don't have the exact same readers. So I will introduce her book or his book into my readership, and she or he will do the same for me. So that's a very good opportunity. So I want to start taking advantage of that. So that's what on this page, if I had been more active in Story Origin over the last year, I'd have more information here to show you. But the only thing that it's tracking right now is I have one newsletter swap that's coming up. So then the next page here is it gives you all of your stats. And so you can track your reader magnets. Like when I first started and all of my books I was giving away for free, I could come in here and this was all a graph and I could tell how many books per day the readers were downloading. I used to get very excited when people would download my books. And these are your universal links. Okay, I do have a couple of books that are in, I think, 1 or 2 promotions, so I am getting a little bit of action here. And then these 3 I don't use. Okay, and so the next one is it also keeps track of which promotions that I have joined and what my share date is. So sometimes as you're going from month to month, you're preparing for your next month, but you still have some promotions that are running. And every now and again, you might want to just check, oh, let me make sure that I'm, in all of the proper promotions. So this way you can come to the exact page that you need. And then the next one is this gives you all the information about confirmed newsletter swaps. And I'm in 2 swaps, and what it gives you is a link to see the cover of the other person's book and their contact information and the date that they're expecting you to share and the date that they are going to share your book. So you can see that all on one page. And then the next page is the update page. And what happens with the update page is that the Story Origin has to be updated. In other words, if I click on this, which I'm not going to do because I'm going to add those forgotten names and emails as soon as I finish with this video, and then I will update the stats. But in any event, when you click on update, it goes over to MailerLite and checks on the total. And this way, if I had, let's say, 10 people unsubscribe, then it will give you the proper number. And so this way, the other authors who are thinking about swapping with me for a newsletter swap, they can see how many people are actually on my list. So that's all the information that you really need from Story Origin to get an idea of how you're doing. Okay, so then we're going to go to the social media growth. So let's go here. So again, I'm just holding my um, control key down and shifting and clicking on all of these links, and it's opening everything in a new tab. Okay, so the first one is Pinterest. Okay, so this is the overview analytics page. Now, all of my analytics numbers are down, and that's because last month, or even a couple of weeks ago, I had been paying money for the ads for my posts just to see, how much more traffic it would send to my website. It turned out it wasn't really worth it that much because I got just as much organically. So I decided to put the money back into my book ads budget. But anyway, so these are all down, but it doesn't matter. But what I look at are the impressions, the engagement, how many outbound clicks, saves. Now, again, these numbers are not huge, but they're organic. They come from just posting religiously every day on social media and putting up videos once a week or once every 2 weeks on YouTube and doing my web and writing the books, of course. And then down here, it goes into what your top pins are. And I think I've already said my mystery suspense writer's template is my most popular download. And I have several other templates that are also popular and some other things here. Okay, so that gives me insight into, subjects that I want to focus on going forward. And the next link that I have is trends in Pinterest. They have a page that they give you the trends. So the trends in books are bookmarks, do-it-yourself bookmarks, okay? They're up 60%. Witchy vibes and villain DTI. DTI, I think I forget what it actually stands for, but it has something to do with analytics. But anyway, this gives you an idea for, say, for a couple of weeks going forward, because we're going into autumn, and then from autumn, we're going to be going into Halloween season, and then from Halloween, we're going into Thanksgiving season. So that'll give you an idea of what is now beginning to trend already. So the next several ads that I make, or whatever I do, I will keep that in mind because you want to follow at least some of the trends if you can. Okay, and then it gives you some other trend information down here, some of which has nothing to do with what you're doing for a living or writing or anything else, but it's interesting to see anyway. Okay, so then the next one is I go to my YouTube channel. And let's see, it gives me, I think my last 3 videos, how they're basically doing. This one doesn't do very much. This page here lets me see, how much traffic I'm getting on my videos. But the next one is the actual analytics here. And so this is where you see, am I doing okay? Am I going in the right direction? This is what you want to see. So my views are going up. My watch time is going up. Now my subscribers are going down, but my cousin recently had some medical issues that I had to run him to the hospital, to the doctor, to a lot of different things. So my time spent on my work was a lot less, I would say, in the last couple of weeks. But that's okay. That's life. It happens. But it allows me to see that, okay, this is something that I want to focus on. Now, of course, I only have 160 subscribers because I think I started this in July, which is not, or actually, I started it before then. But maybe I have it going for 6 months or so. I can't remember. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. All right, and so then that's all the information at YouTube that is really helpful to you if you're self-publishing. Okay, so this is Facebook for my author page, and the only thing I keep track of is my followers. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not good at social media. I really don't care about social media. But the thing is, from posting on social media, I'm still posting mostly for the algorithms. And when I showed you earlier my traffic that I was getting organically, although I don't have a lot of followers and I don't have a lot of action or likes, I still get enough traffic where I feel that it's worth my while. So I just keep an eye on that to make sure that it at least is going in the right direction. And the same thing here, my book funnel promotions is growing steadily, slowly, but steadily. I post to this all the time with my most of the stuff that I post on social media. And what else? What is this here? I think there's another group here that I belong to. Actually, I named my group Book Funnel Promotions, but I think Book Funnel Promotions, I don't know whether this is another private person who named his or her group Book Funnel Promotions 2024, or whether the company did. I have no idea. But anyway, I post in that one occasionally too. So that really doesn't give me that much information. But now I go over to Twitter or X, I guess they call it. Okay, and when you go to the profile, it will tell me how many followers I have, which is only 787. But to me, that's a lot of followers. I know I'm not impressing anybody, but it's okay because when I'm posting here, I know that I'm posting mainly for the algorithms. Okay, and we've already been over Pinterest, so this is Instagram. So again, let's see, I have 264 followers, which is not bad. Okay, so that's basically all that there is. And then by looking at everything that I just looked at, I can tell at least whether I am going in the right direction. I know that I have looked at everything that I need to look at in terms of my whole self-publishing business. And I don't have to worry about dropping the ball because I'm looking at every single page that I need to look at regarding how I'm doing. So anyway, I hope this is helpful to you. And if you learned anything, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and you'll subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video.